everyone, welcome. It's been a while since I did a video on cooking. It is fall, it's pumpkin season, squash season, abundant of fruit and vegetable season. So today I'm gonna roast this spaghetti squash. So I'm gonna cut it the long way, and then I'm gonna roast some tomato with onions and garlic, olive oil, and pepper, and I'm gonna roast that, smash that up, and eat it with spaghetti squash with Parmesan cheese, fresh basil, and some thyme. It's gonna be so delicious. Fresh crushed red pepper on it. So what you do is what I do is cut the spaghetti squash lengthwise, and then take the seed out. And then you want olive oil and salt and pepper it, roast it for about an hour at 375. Put a steak knife in it. See, when it comes out nice and tender, that's when it's usually ready. And let it cool for about 10 minutes, and then shred it with a fork gently. And it's like spaghetti, but it's a little healthier for you, and I like it. So here we go. So I'm gonna cut this the lengthwise, and then take the seed out. So you'll cut it the long way. Make sure you cut it long way so that when it's done roasting, when you shred it, fluff it with a fork, it's nice and long strand. If you cut it across, you'll get it too, but it's just not nice and pretty and long strand. So it'll look like this after you cut it. Make sure you're really careful because it's hard. This pumpkin is squash. It's a hardy squash. And then you'll take the seed out inside. I do this with butternut squash. I scoop the seed out in butternut squash, and or acorn, cut it in half, take the seed out, and I put the stuffing in it with like butternut, put sausage and pasta sauce and stuff in it, Parmesan cheese, and I serve it inside. So good. This is what it looks like after the seed is out. All this inner stuff. Put it there. Do the same with the other one. This doesn't have a lot of seed, but you have a lot of pulp. So there's a way to roast this, because you know, when you put olive oil, salt and pepper on it to roast it, the thing you want to, I think a lot of people that I have seen does is roast it this side up. But the best way, I feel like, to me anyway, is after you salt and pepper and olive oil it, turn it upside down when you roast it, so the steam will help cook it and tenderize it. This is for my tomato. Aluminum foil at the bottom. Olive oil. Salt and pepper. I like lots of pepper. I like fresh green pepper. Other than if it's marinade, I'll use already grounded pepper, but if it's a lot of things I like fresh. So swirl that all around. You want to make sure everything's coated. You could use your hand. So get it nice and oiled up. Like that. Then turn it upside down to roast. I like to leave the stem on because I think it's pretty when you serve it. Presentation. So. And you want to preheat the oven, which I did not do. 375, 400. and roast it about an hour. Just put a little knife through it. If it's nice and tender, come out easy, then it's ready. But you want to make sure you let it rest for about 10 minutes. So like that. Make sure you wash your squash before you put a knife through, because it's been in the ground and everywhere else. Like that. Stick that, turn it upside down, and then roast it 375, 400 about an hour. Then I have tomato, very ripe tomato, and onions and garlic. So I'm gonna cut that up and then roast it at the same time. And then I'm gonna toss it together with the spaghetti squash with Parmesan cheese, crushed red pepper, and fresh basil from the garden. I have so much in the garden, so I have all these tomato, heirloom, really ripe tomato. The best way to use them up other than salsa or freeze them, I love to roast them. Cut them in big chunks. Smells so good. I love fall. Fall cooking, fall eating is the best time. It's just too bad that everything is like, you harvest me, I'm almost done of the season. Or other, you know, you just never know when the cold gonna hit. So just cut all the tomato. Make sure, you know, it's about the same size. It doesn't have to be exact same size because all the tomato are different shape, different size, but you want them so that it cooks evenly. So you want them somewhat close to the same size as possible. We love fresh BLT. I roast them to make pasta sauce. I roast them to make Laos dipping sauce, Glen. It's a simple, I have parsley and basil and thyme out in the garden. So whatever herbs I feel like using, that's what I'll put in with the sauce. So this is what it'll cook down as well. And I like garlic, so I'm gonna put lots of garlic. Nothing's better than roasted garlic, right? And a head of onion. This is onion from the garden. I only got 3 this year, but it still makes me happy to be able to harvest them. Then I'm gonna roast some butternut squash and some cup squash too in the back. And then I'm gonna do Penang curry with the zucchini and beef and broccoli today. So I could send home with Dylan and Brianna as well. So that's what I'm gonna do today, cooking and packaging and freezing some stuff. So, because we have broccoli, so I'm gonna make beef and broccoli, chicken Penang curry, and what was the other thing I was gonna make? I can't remember. Anyway, I have a list. So olive oil, drizzle that on. Black pepper. A little bit of crushed red pepper. I'll add more. I like it, the flavor of roasting it with the vegetables. So I'll add more once it's done. So I'll stick this in with the spaghetti squash. Oops, wrong lid. So everything will be done in an hour. So next I'm gonna prep my butternut squash and a cup squash, and then I'm gonna cut those into bite-sized pieces, and then I'm gonna roast that too, and we could have that in the fridge and eat it with grilled chickens or steak as a side dish. So I just cut up some butternut squash and cup squash into pieces. I'm mixing them together because they're about same consistency, into bite size, so we could use it as a side dish. And if I decide to, I could puree it and add heavy cream, a little bit of chicken stock and Parmesan cheese, and have roasted butternut and cup squash. So this is in bite size cooking container. I'll add olive oil. You could add garlic powder too, and fresh garlic. Recipe is, to me, is a base. If you like garlic, add garlic. If you don't, you know, it's just a guideline. I'm gonna add, I do like crushed red pepper, so I put that in many things. So on pepper again, toss it, stick it in the oven with the other spaghetti squash and roasted tomato, and it all should be done about the same time. So we'll see how it turned out later tonight for dinner. We're gonna go and harvest some squash for the curry, the Penang curry. This is the cottage, my beloved cottage. This is nasturtium. The leaf and the flower is edible. The spring roll, salad, and I like to use the leaf for wrap. But you can shred it up and put it in salad. We have a couple squash in here. Let's see. Let me go this way. And I'll show you the other one. This squash. Spaceship looking. I think I got one more over here. Get in here. Oh. Ah, Lila's luck wanting to eat it too. But luckily they did not get it. Nice and perfect. We're gonna cut this another squash here for roasting. So I have 3 that we're gonna use. Then there's tomato that needs to be harvested, and ginger that needs to be harvested up there, and lemongrass. But fall's coming, so everything's ending. This is my Thai basil. Look how nice and tall. Thai basil. I'm harvesting some to go put in Penang curry and to eat with a bowl pho. Look how nice and tall. And then I'm gonna harvest some Italian basil. I already have parsley, so I'm gonna harvest some Italian basil to go with the pasta, the spaghetti squash that I'm roasting. So we'll take some of that. Ah, smells amazing. Add it there, and I'm gonna harvest some Thai basil. Look how nice and big and tall. The aroma, aromatic, it's amazing. This should be good. So it's nice to be able to come in, harvest some galanga, ginger leaves, basil, tomato, basil, June plum. We got banana, a couple of trees of banana coming in, but I could use the leaf. Kaffir lime up there, producing the lime as well. It's so nice. It's like a few feet away from the kitchen, and I'm able to come in and harvest. So I'm gonna take this inside and finish our cooking, and we're gonna have a bowl pho for lunch. So the tomato and garlic and onion is done roasting. So I'm gonna put everything in the blender and blend it up because I like it nice and smooth, so does the kids. So then you could eat everything. If it's chunky, the kids sometimes think, it's too chunky, I don't want a whole chunk of tomato or onion. So best way is just to put everything in a blender, and then nobody has something to complain about. So I'm gonna put everything in here, the juice and everything. Because that's where all the good stuff is, olive oil and stuff. I'm gonna give this a quick blend. Okay, so it's done roasting, an hour. I didn't even use a knife because I could tell it's soft and ready. So, and make sure you let it rest. And see, still, when you read it, this has been resting more than 10 minutes, but it's still nice and steaming hot, and you want to gently grate it. See? And you want to do this when it's semi-hot, because if you leave it too cold, it doesn't really shred that well when it gets cold. But this has been resting for more than 10 minutes, and it's still steaming hot. I could just eat this with some Parmesan cheese, and it's perfect. See, look at strands. Looks like spaghetti noodles. Make sure you get everything on it. And then you could toss the tomato sauce, basil, Parmesan cheese right in here, or you could put it in the bowl and toss it, however you would like to serve. So I'm gonna taste this just by itself because it looks so good and smells so good, and I love them. So good. It's light, buttery, flavorful because of the salt and pepper and olive oil. It's so healthy and so delicious. So this one's all done, ready to go. And I'll put it here. I'm gonna do the other one. I left the stem on because it's pretty. So just grate it like this, gently. Because it doesn't take any effort because it's cooked, it's soft, it's been steaming. I think I'm gonna pour the tomato sauce and Parmesan cheese and stuff right in here and serve it like this. Make sure you get every piece. Look at that. I'm gonna do a layer. I'm gonna put some Parmesan cheese. Parmesan cheese. Toss it in. Yum. Do this one. And you could add as much cheese as you want, as little cheese as you want. It's your house, it's your recipe. It's a guideline. Do what your family enjoy and like. There's no drama about it. So those are two. I'm gonna move this cooking tray. Wait. And I'm gonna drizzle this spoon. Grab a spoon. This is the tomato sauce I pureed it. I blend, it's still chunks, but it's not huge pieces. So some of this on. Both sides. You could do as much as you want. You could add leftover roast chicken, meatballs, whatever you like. And you could store the rest of the sauce in the freezer. Then the crushed red pepper. Parsley and basil that we just harvest from the garden. Basil. I already cut some up, but I'm gonna put a little bit more. Smells so good. Love the smell of basil. Love the smell of fall. It's everybody's favorite. That. Extra basil for garnish. Top with more Parmesan cheese. And I got Penang curry, chicken Penang curry cooking. Roasted roasted butternut and cup squash is done as well. So then I'm gonna do beef and broccoli stir fry a little bit. I'm gonna give this a taste. You're not missing the carb. You're not missing, I mean, I love my noodles, pasta, rice, bread, everything, but once in a while, this could replace your carb. It's so good. You are not missing out because it's so flavorful and fresh and delicious. This is roasted spaghetti squash and roasted tomato and some Parmesan cheese and parsley, basil. Give it a try. So I saved some spaghetti squash seed to plant next year. You could even roast it. Some pumpkin seeds are really good roasted. So I'm gonna save these, dry it out on the deck and save it for next year. So this is a roasted butternut squash. This is what we have left. We ate it by itself. It's so good, creamy, buttery, a little char because I wanted that crispy taste. Then this is the roasted spaghetti squash with the tomato sauce that we made and fresh Parmesan cheese, basil, and parsley. It's so good. I tried to fix it to make it look like I did not eat a fourth of it. Then I have left the sauce left. So I'm gonna freeze these for later for ravioli, gnocchi, and stuff like that. And then I have chicken Penang curry. The kids like lots of vegetables, so I have broccoli, zucchini, green beans from the garden, a little carrot, a little, I think there might be potato, and coconut milk, chicken thigh, kaffir lime. So, and I cook it nice and slow, and so it's nice and tender, so it melts in your mouth. It's so good, the flavor. It's creamy, savory, a hint of sweetness, a hint of, it's fall. It's so good. So once it's cooled down, I'm gonna put it in to-go containers, some for the kids, some for the freezer, some from my mom, and then it's nice to have all these stuff in the fridge. So if I'm not home or when I'm busy out in the garden or doing errands or whatever, when I come home, I have stuff to eat or pull out, I could just add other stuff to it. So, but at least I have a couple of dishes already, and then if I feel like grilling meat or whatever, I could just add that to that. So I'm gonna do beef and broccoli. On the next video, I'll show you exactly how to cook it and what goes in it and stuff like that. But today, since I'm just gonna cook it now, I have beef, any kind of beef. You could do chicken, pork, and stuff too. I marinated it. I blanched the broccoli. I feel like when you blanch it, it's brighter green. it's a little more tender and it doesn't take as long to cook. I crush up some garlic. This is about 3-4 cloves of garlic. You could crush as many as you want. You could use as many. You don't have to use it if you don't want. You could use garlic powder, some ginger, chopped ginger, sliced ginger, grated ginger if you don't have, frozen ginger. And then I have cornstarch, or if you don't have cornstarch, you could use tapioca starch with some water and a little bit of chicken stock. About a teaspoon of sugar. Sesame seed oil. This goes at the end, the very end. This is the chicken powder. I add a pinch or two of crushed red chili, oyster sauce, Golden Mountain seasoning, or regular soy is fine, salt and pepper, and dark soy for color. And that's basically all you need. And then you could do white onions if you have them. If you want, you could add some tomato. If you have, a couple pieces of tomato or half a tomato, you could throw it in there. And oil to fry. And that's it. Just, cook your garlic, your ginger, your onion if you want to throw onion in. And cook your meat, add your broccoli. You could do the whole sauce, put everything in. Or you could add, oyster sauce, soy sauce, salt and pepper, dark soy. Or you could do a whole mixture. So this is my next dish, and then I'll portion everything and put it in a Tupperware for the kids, for me, and for my mom, and then I'll clean up, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Please hit like and subscribe and share. Thank you.